Hello, in this review I'm talking about SEO book. It's a ebook written by Aaron Wall, who is a famous guy in the SEO world. If you don't know SEO, it's search engine optimization, basically how you go about getting your page ranked in the search engines, how you get high position, how you get people to find you, go to your page and convert. So we're all interested in that. I come from a pay-per-click background, so my specialty is pay-per-click, and I've always had to pay for clicks. It's kind of a bummer that I always have to pay for clicks, and now I'm moving into SEO. So I've realized that SEO is really the future. It's a long-term kind of sustainable business model where you can continually get clicks. I like to travel, so when I'm on the road, I don't want to have to check my pay-per-click campaigns. I want SEO traffic, natural, whatever you call it, natural or organic traffic, to constantly come to my website. I don't want to have to do a lot of work. I want to set up websites, get them built, get them designed in the right methodology, and have them running for the long term, and maybe hire copywriters or content writers to continue to build the site, but that's a secondary thing. So basically, I got this book, SEO book, sometime in the last few months. It's updated continually, so he does a really good job of keeping it up to date. This one was published in January of 2007, but I think by now there's probably another edition. And he always keeps track of the latest changes in the algorithms and what works best. This is one of the best ebooks I've written on the subject of SEO, and it's really the industry standard for SEO in terms of ebooks. So you'll see a lot of ebooks claiming different things, but this is really the resource. It's 331 pages. Each page is filled with some really good tips. Just to give you a little background, Aaron Wall talks about a little bit about himself in the ebook. In 2002, he got kicked out of the Army, and just 3 or 4 years later, he had become an expert in search engine optimization. So between those years, he spent reading about SEO and really learning the field, and he became an industry expert. And now he has one of the best-selling ebooks on the internet. And so this is what I'm going to review today. I'm going to go through briefly, just to give you an outline. I'm going to go through some of the topics that he covers. It's not a comprehensive list of things, but it'll certainly tell you a little bit about what you can expect in this ebook, so you can get a better idea. He talks about ideas, okay, and how to pick your idea, how to pick your business model. So he really starts from the first stage. If you don't have a website, how to get an idea, how to find the right niche, okay, how to find niches that are, or how to pick a product. He talks about picking a product that you're interested in, and this is what I see a lot of affiliates not doing. A lot of my friends, they set up websites, they're not really interested in the subject that they set up, so the website becomes stale, it kind of loses its position, it doesn't really do much. If you're interested in the topic that you're writing about, that you're blogging about, that your product covers, you're going to have much better success, and that's one of the topics that he covers and I want to highlight. He talks about oversaturated markets, and would they order it over the web? So for instance, would they buy your product over the web? So he's really just talking about finding a product, getting a product that's right for you and your business. He talks about differentiation and how to apply that to the internet. He talks about picking a domain. Okay, is it brandable? Okay, does it have your primary keywords listed in it? He talks about picking a host, what's important, why you have to have a certain host, or what's shared hosting. Okay, he talks about keyword tools and what the best keyword tools is. He offers lots of resources throughout the entire ebook. At the end, he provides a whole list of things. For instance, he provides all his directories, his personal list of directories that he submits to. Okay, and these are Yahoo, DMoz, Business.com, Joant, Best of the Web, Gypsy. Lots of different ones that are really valuable and really immediately help you. Now, for those of you just starting in SEO, you'll quickly find out that links are the most important thing. Okay, I know that sounds for advanced people. Okay, you just bear with me here. But links obviously are the most important thing, or one of the most important things to having good rankings. And he really talks about how to get good links. And that's covered in the page optimization section. He talks about the process of making sure that your website functions in the most effective way. Okay, he talks about navigation structure, breadcrumb navigation. How do you make your website so that the search engines index it completely? How you don't get stuck in what we call supplemental hell. It's about site optimization, navigation, how to make a site map. Deep linking. Okay, what is deep linking? Okay, now for instance, if you get links and all your links go to your homepage, well, that's a little suspicious, because most websites, the natural look of the link structure of a website is within subdirectories or different files within a website structure. So if all your links point to your homepage, there's something fishy about that. Okay, if you use all the same anchor tags for your links, it's going to be suspicious. And these are the little tips and tricks that he offers in this book. This just comes from his years of experience as a professional SEO. He talks about directory registration. Okay, like I said before, he gives you a list of all the directories you need to apply to become listed in. The major first and second tier directories. He talks about niche specific directories. How do you find these directories that'll give credibility to your website? Okay, now you have to think about it. And this is what he talks about. He talks about thinking about it in terms of the search engine. Okay, if you were the editor of a search engine, what pages would you want to come up first? Would you want to see an optimized page that has like just spam full of words? No, you would want to see a website that satisfies the goal of that searcher. Okay, and search engine optimization is no longer just simply putting your keywords in your meta tags. That's one thing that's still important, and I recommend, and Aaron recommends, but it's certainly not going to really help you if you have no content on your page and no links. Okay, he talks about how to search for the directories. He talks about link building. Okay, what is link baiting? For those of you who don't know, like for instance, if you get an article on dig.com, you're going to get probably hundreds of links from that one source. Now, obviously, the traffic you get is probably pretty bad because Dig users really don't click on AdSense. They don't really do much except bounce. So, but the permanent thing that they do leave is links. Now, links are the foundation of the structure of the web, and they also provide value. Okay, so you have to think of links in terms of the value they provide. Okay, he talks about link trading. He talks about building links through forums and press releases. Then he goes into topics about the algorithm. Okay, how do you optimize for the algorithm? How do you structure your page? And then he talks about SEO abuse. Okay, now again, I'm going to stress this: search engines do not want to return the most optimized page, but the page that best satisfies the searcher's goals. Okay, so remember, search engines do not want to return the optimized page. If you have tons of links in your H1 tags and your title tags, your meta tags, that's going to look unnatural. It's not going to work. Okay, he talks about social relevancy. Then he goes into detail. There's lots of things that this ebook covers that I'm not going into. He talks about the history of the search engine. He gives a really good glossary of terms. So if you're really a beginner, intermediate, you get an idea of what exactly he's talking about. He talks again about spam. Okay, what is spam? What is cloaking? What are doorway pages? Why should you not use them? Okay, now if your site uses them, you got to be careful. I would personally suggest not using them at all. Some people have black hat websites. Now, just to get a little off topic, Matt Cutts, which is the engineer at Google, basically brought his laptop to one of the search engine strategies conferences, and he looked up someone's name, okay, a webmaster or one of the webmaster's websites. He was able to pull up a list of all the websites that webmaster owned. Okay, now this is through private registration. This is not, some little trick. This is Google keeping track of what pages you visit. I'm not sure if they're using the Google toolbar. I'm not sure exactly how they're doing it, but they're figuring out which webmasters are using which pages, and they're linking them together. And for instance, if you're doing something negative on one of your sites, they might somehow tie that together. Now that's kind of the future of where we're going with SEO. It's becoming personalized to the user experience, and they're also looking at credibility indicators or things that will suggest a certain thing. Like for instance, the amount of time you spent on a website might suggest that you prefer the website. If that person clicks the back button immediately, it might not be the best bet, okay? Website, and Aaron really talks about a lot of those things. Afterwards, he provides a really good link directory of different search engines that you should submit, not search engines, but directories that you should submit to. And he also gives a topic on selling SEO services. So for the people out there who are interested in learning more about SEO and then selling your services as an SEO, he gives a good idea of how to propose that to the clients. Lots of bonuses here. You got the SEO interviews. He interviews lots of industry experts. He gives away mini site PDF, which shows you how to build mini sites. 33 days to profits. Really, this is the source, the standard SEO book. If you're doing SEO, if you're building websites, get this book. It's basically the one of the 3 ebooks I've ever purchased in my life, and it is one of the best out there. So check it out.